On to better news. My boy Tiafoe is into the top 10. He beats John Leonard Struff in the Stuttgart Open 250 tournament. Winning this tournament, now he's won a tournament in clay, grass, and hardcore. So one of the few players out there that's won in all three surfaces, and he makes his debut into the top 10. So happy for Tiafoe. Now we have two Americans in the top 10. I believe Fritz is number 8, Tiafoe number 10. First time two Americans are in the top 10 since in 11 years. And it's been, I don't even know how long since an African American has been in the top 10. So shout out to Tiafoe. Super proud of him. And yeah, I think we should all just give a round of applause to Tiafoe. He's actually one of my favorite players, probably like top 5. Like if I had to put a quick list, it would be Nadal, it would be Tiafoe, Alcaraz, Kyrgios, Rublev. That's probably my top 5. Like those are my players that I like to see. And the thing I like about Tiafoe is he's a really good player. Last year we seen it with the U.S. Open run that he had, with the Laver Cup performance that he had. He looked really good there too. The way he finished, he came on strong last year at the end of the second half of the season. And, I got to see him at Indian Wells, and he looked good too. He couldn't go like too far. He couldn't make the final or anything, but he looked good. And now he's in the top 10, so I'm very happy for him. I think he could make some noise in Wimbledon if his serve is going and he has that touch at the net. He has pretty soft hands, not gonna lie. He didn't go to the net too much against John Leonard, but overall, I think he showed his composure. Tiafoe of old, I think one of the things that I've seen the commentators point out, maybe during his U.S. Open run and the good second half of the season he had last year, was how much more composed he is. Like he won 2 sets in the final yesterday against John Leonard in tie breaks, and that's what he was known for in the U.S. Open. He was like 7 or 8-0 in tie breaks. He had an amazing run on tie breaks, and for him to have that composure against John Leonard in the second set, to facing elimination basically. John Leonard had taken the first set. Tiafoe needed to win the second set, and he put on a masterpiece, 7-1 in the tiebreak in the second set to force a third set. That was crazy. And then he faced a match point, and he was able to fight it off in the third set tiebreak. Tiafoe has really come a long way, and I think what the commentator said is that he kind of figured out that not every point that he wins has to be a winner. Like he doesn't have to hit winners. He could just stay in the rally and kind of wait for his opponent to make a mistake, or find a little passing show, or just keep the rally going. And I think he looks fitter. He looks like he's in better shape than before. And like I said, now he's not going for the winners every single time. He's definitely lowered his unforced errors, and he just looks good, man. He looks like he's moving good out there. He's enjoying himself. He's doing his little South Bay thing, and he's just a fun player. I think that's what drew my attention to him. Obviously, I support Americans. I want to see all of them do good. Tommy Paul is kind of close to getting to the top 10 too, so we'll see if he's able to do it. But my boy Tiafoe he's exciting. He's fun. He brings a lot of energy to the court. He celebrates. He actually has a personality. Sometimes I think tennis players could be too gentleman-like. They could be too, white collar. They could show no emotions, and they don't let their personality shine. I think Tiafoe's the opposite. He really lets his personality shine, and he's not afraid to wear his emotions on his sleeve. And I like that. I like that about Tiafoe. I'm super happy for him, especially his story. His story is crazy. Like most of these tennis players come from rich families. They come from a rich background. Their parents were tennis players, or they were scratching the surface of being ATP regulars, something like that. Like almost all these players come from affluent families or parents that used to play tennis at a pro level or like semi-pro level. Tiafoe had to get it done in DC and Washington. He had to get it out the dirt, so it's super impressive for Tiafoe. Like I said, I'm super happy for him. I'm excited to see how he finishes this season. At first, I thought he wasn't having the best start of the season, but now he has 2 titles on his belt. And I couldn't be happier for Tiafoe. I think he's a great guy. I know a lot of people were hating on him last year because he hit Federer in the Laver Cup, but like people were saying, like I think Federer would appreciate that in his last matches. People were going relatively hard at him. They weren't just taking it easy because it was his last match. So it is what it is. Tiafoe, top 10 player. I'm super happy for you.